Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified Doctor of Naturopathy, Dr. Stephen Cabral, shares with you exactly how you can reverse aging, take back your health, and live a life full of energy and passion, with new 20-minute episodes every single day to keep you healthy and engaged. Now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
All right, everybody, we are back with our Friday review. Excited to get into today's show. I always love to bring you two research studies. Today is going to be an interesting one. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence and robotics combining to form essentially the new human. And so you want to stay tuned for that. You want to see what's coming. It's pretty fantastic. I mean, literally right now, if you can dream it, they are creating it. And this might even be beyond your wildest expectations and imagination. So we're going to be going over the podcast recap, absolutely, product review. Now, I'll share with you what I believe 2024 is going to be the year of in terms of health and body transformation and all that good stuff. Book review this Friday. I've got another brand new book. I've actually got a bunch. It's kind of like, as they say, when it rains, it pours. I have a bunch of great books that I want to be reviewing for you over the next 3, 4, 5 weeks going into the new year. Choose the one or two that you feel are best for you. Read them. Implement them. They're all going to be based on mindset, goal setting, taking your life to that next level. Because remember, if you're in the right mindset, you can accomplish anything. Because the right mindset is what enables you to take that next step. And all you need to do is take the next step. Because the next step leads to the next and the next and the next. Remember, we're only ever taking really one step at a time, one action at a time. All right, so let's just dive right into the show. I always give you my updates for the week. So yesterday, Thanksgiving, pretty much one of the greatest holidays ever. It's really, and it should be just based on gratitude, on giving thanks, on spending time with people that you love. And just simply a time of slowing down and appreciation. For me, at least here in the United States, right? For me, though, it's very significant for me. A lot of people, of course, celebrating Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I participate as well. I get it. I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, okay? I've got my favorite brands. I know the things that I want to look at and purchase, all that. So it's fun. But for me, really, it marks a slowing down period, or at least a conscious decision to try to slow down, be present, and enjoy. For me, especially with two daughters, they keep getting older every year. It's crazy how that happens, but it's also looking at family, and it's looking at the time that we get to spend with each other. The older that everybody gets, sometimes the less time you actually get to spend. And the reason is that there's more and more activities for the kids, our work lives get busier, etc. But I look at it as for the next 6 weeks, essentially, from this week for Thanksgiving week through New Year's, essentially through New Year's Day, is a time for me at least, it's rest and recovery. It's kind of looking at like no new projects, no saying yes to everything, no extra travel. I never travel. Well, 90% of the time, never travel between Thanksgiving and New Year's, unless it's family trips. And it's also planning the next year. Because as I've said before, and I'll be talking about on all my Monday podcasts, is that you don't want to start planning the next year in the next year. You already want to have the plan going in. So whether it's at the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, my podcast, there's a lot of things that are going to be changing, all for the better, like all great things, but they're already planned now. And then what we do is we meet on them, my team and I, over the next 4 weeks, and we begin to implement those then starting January 1st. But it's also in my own personal life. It's like, okay, what do I want to be doing with my family? So it's like, what activities do I want to be doing with my daughters? We want to be looking at all the different things as a family as well. We have trips planned. We have the different things that we're looking to participate in life with. That's basically it. So I like to make sure that those are solidified, at least for the first half of next year. So that's what I do. I sit down. I've got my big, let's see if I can show it to you here. Yes, I've got my big 12-month calendar. This is 2024. 2023 is always up the wall. It's literally on the wall. I look at it all throughout the day. And then I'm always planning that next year in December. All right. So that is my December, or rolling into my December. I don't want to pre-plan it already, but I hope that you can enjoy a little bit of rest recovery, a little bit of family time or time with your loved ones while planning what your big next year is going to be. All right, what's going on over at EquiLife this week, but also IHP. So we'll start with IHP. This is literally the best time of the year to sign up to become a certified health coach. through the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. You're going to learn everything you need about the de-stress protocol: diet, exercise, stress reduction, toxin removal, rest, emotional balance, scientifically backed supplements, and a success mindset. All the things to be able to heal yourself and then go on to heal others, whether you want a part-time or full-time career as a certified health coach. And in level 2, you're going to learn how to read at-home lab tests. And then you're going to be able to get access to them to either use with just you and your own family as a health coach in your own home, or to begin a practice and use them with others. So really, it's the absolute best time of the year, best deals, massive bonuses like free labs and so much more. Head on over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org for all of the details. All right, check that out. And then over at EquiLife, it's Black Friday, it's Cyber Monday. So for the next week or so, you're going to be able to save 25 to 50% off all week. So what does that mean? Well, there are 2 pop-up flash sales with specific items that give you a full 50% off. So the only way you find out about those is to literally go to equi.life, equi.life/text. or /SMS. I believe it's just text. Let's just see right here, equi.life/TEXT. And there it is. So you get $20 off first purchase, but you also get access to these exclusive flash offers. All right, that is that. Head on over to stephencabral.com/shop. That'll take you over to EquiLife, and you can check out what is going on right now. Podcast recap for the week. Monday's show, 5 powerful life lessons to never forget. Episode 2846, Tuesday show, the truth about stevia, the sugar alternative sweetener. We'll go over Wednesday's show, which is is your metabolism slowing down? The latest science on how to fix it. Very interesting. There are 2 points in your life where your metabolism drops. Check it out. At what age? And then yesterday's show is my top healthy holiday gifts for 2023. I literally, in 20 minutes, I went through my top 20 products, all different price ranges, and I'll also give you links. Yesterday's show was 2848 to previous years where I give you like 50 different links. And you can always see all my favorites at stephencabral.com/resources, all my favorite companies there. All right, so I'm not going to do a big product review here today, and the reason is I did 20 yesterday, 20 products in 20 minutes. I literally 60 seconds went all the way down the list, everything from like walking treadmills that you can put under your desk or under your bed or under your couch to continuous glucose monitors. We went over all sorts of different products, red light masks, etc. So what I want to share with you though is what I believe 2024 is going to be. Now, I know many people have been on this train for a while now, but I truly believe that the people that have never done it before are going to jump on the health biometrics bandwagon or train, fan club. I've been on that fan club for a while now. I believe that you will see almost, well, not everybody, but you will see most people between the ages of 30 and 60 years old either wearing an Oura ring, a Whoop strap, or an Apple Watch, and looking at their sleep, HRV, and so many other biometrics on a daily basis. What does this mean? Well, for health practitioners, you have more engaged clients who want to take more control over their own health. That's amazing, right? Because they're going to get more consistent results. For everyday people, you're going to start to say, how can I improve my deep sleep, my REM sleep, my nutrition, intermittent fasting, my steps? Like everybody's going to be taking it to that next level. I really believe that. And the reason is that the quality of the apps and the data is so easy to understand now. It really is. It's just amazing data. And there are others as well, don't get me wrong, but those are the top 3. Like there's no doubt about it, right? It's Oura Ring, Whoop strap, Apple Watch. Then of course there's Fitbit, there's Garmin's, there's the Hanu, there's so many other great companies, but those 3 are pretty much a must-have to look at your overall sleep. Now, there's no one that I, am particularly in favor of. I use pretty much all of them. I know that I'll be going back to an Apple Watch in probably a year or 2, not yet. I'm just waiting for that next version to come out that will actually look at your blood sugar if they figure that out without even doing a CGM. But we have so many links. I mean, we have so many discounts for you. Anything that we can try to get to you, we obviously want to get to you. What I will say is this: choose one, invest in it, use it, and then begin to test variables. That's how you're going to get the results that you're looking for. So big advocate. Yesterday gave you my top 20. Number 1, was exactly what I just talked about now. Number one was having a device that gives you that biometric. Now, remember, you can always turn off the EMFs and Bluetooths on that. So you can put it on airplane mode and you don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi or EMFs. All right. Next up today, our product review is done. We're going to be talking about the book of the week. This book is Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? It's literally the name of the book. Why Has No One Told Me This Before? By Dr. Julie Smith. It's called Everyday Tools for Life's Ups and Downs. So I want to go over this right now. Quick review of the book. This book will become your mental health toolbox, filled to the brim with different tools for different challenges, whatever it is that you're facing. Stress, anxiety, low mood, lack of confidence, self-criticism, or grief. You will find ideas for processing how you're feeling, ways to get new perspective, and strategies to help you cope. Bite-sized entries make it easy to find the advice you need at the moment you need it, along with simple diagrams to illustrate why your mind works as it does, and practical tools such as visualizations, breathing techniques, and journaling prompts. In Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? You'll find everything you need to feel calmer, stronger, and more resilient no matter what life throws your way. I think that was a really nice summary inside the first page of this book. Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? I wasn't expecting all that much. I've read so many positive thinking, so many motivational based books, so many of these books over the years. I'm working on what is my top 10, because let's say halfway through 2024, I want to give people top 10 books I've ever read in self-improvement, top 10 books I've ever read in health, top 10 books I've ever read in inspiration, top 10 books I've ever read in motive, like the things that matter. And we'll go categories, relationships, all of those things. This book might sneak its way in. And that is because what I think about in each category, if someone's new to this category, what's the 1, 2, or 3 books that I could have them read in a month, 2 months, 3 months, that when they were done, it would change forever the way they processed particular information and happenings in life. This may just be one of those books. So it's a good one. I definitely recommend it, whether you are a seasoned reader in terms of self-improvement or not. Check that book out for sure. All right. And I'll link up to it. So all links today, including the 2 new research studies I'm about to get to, will be at stephencabral.com/2849. All right. So let's go first research of the day. Again, this is all about artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, the future of this human being. Check this out. It's called Printed Robots with Bones, Ligaments, and Tendons. For the first time, researchers have succeeded in printing a robotic hand with bones, ligaments, and tendons made of different polymers using a new laser scanning technique. The new technology makes it possible to 3D print special plastics with elastic qualities in one go. This opens up completely new possibilities for the production of soft robotic structures. So when you think of robots, you're always thinking about heavy metal machine-like beings. But now they're saying, well, if we're looking to replicate what humans could do, help in the same ways, make them more lifelike, we're no more than 50 to 100 years away, 50 to 100 years away, in my opinion, to being able to make humans that are indistinguishable from other humans. And it starts with wild ideas like, let's create one of the most difficult parts of the human body, which is the hand, and make it look and not almost feel like a human hand. The only thing more challenging really would be the foot. The foot has more tendons, ligaments, and muscles than pretty much anything else in the entire body. So when I look at this, I say, this is potentially scary, but it's also one of the most fascinating things that we're able to do. Because if we want to look on the bright side of this, if someone loses a hand or has any abnormalities at all with the function of their hand, they would be able to get not just a robotic-based hand, but a now human-based hand that could be 3D printed for their exact size. I mean, this is pretty wild. So I'm going to link up the research article. You're welcome to read more about it. I can't say it's a positive. I can't say it's a negative, but it is the future. The future is coming, whether we like it or not. All right, the second one is this. I think this is fascinating, not just from a vanity standpoint, and I see nothing wrong with that, but also from a health standpoint. Scientists 3D print hair follicles in lab-grown skin. So how does any of this have to do with artificial intelligence, all that? For the first one, I believe artificial intelligence will be inserted into these humanoids or humans or what? I don't know what this new, term is going to be. Meaning, I don't want to go. I'm going to get deep down the rabbit hole in a couple weeks on artificial intelligence and human beings and 3D printing and all that. But it is using artificial intelligence to be able to, at a much more rapid rate, be able to not only predict the future, but create the future in terms of a lot of this 3D printing and creation of, let's say, artificial beings or artificial entities. And part of it is being lifelike, but part of it is just the breakthroughs in overall health. So check this out. The new technique represents an important step forward in engineering skin grafts and drug testing using these 3D hair follicles. Here we go. So this was out of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and this just happened. So this was just released. Literally, it was released today. That's pretty amazing reading this. So I like to keep you as up to date as I can. Scientists have 3D printed hair follicles in human skin tissue cultured in the lab. This marks the first time researchers have used the technology to generate hair follicles, which play an important role in skin healing and function. When it comes to engineering human skin, hair may at first seem superfluous. However, hair follicles are quite important. They produce sweat, helping regulate body temperature, and they contain stem cells that help skin heal. The finding has potential applications in regenerative medicine and drug testing, though engineering skin grafts that grow hair are still several years away. All right, so what does this really mean? Well, it means this. If you're going to create a lifelike human, there must be hair follicles. And if we're also going to use, let's say, this lifelike hand that they're creating, well, the skin needs to be able to sweat. It needs to have hair follicles as well. And it needs to have the same type of healing, regenerative-based purposes that regular skin would have. If not, then you're always going to have to replace these, let's call it, for lack of a better term, artificial limbs, hands, etc. So this is very fascinating. Now, the first thing is anybody who lost hair, I mean, how easy is it going to be then to be able to graft hair that hopefully will not be rejected by the human body back into your own body, right? So that's fascinating in and of itself. The second is that we'll be able to do skin grafts for burn victims and many others to a far greater degree and much more readily available, usable. And then the hair production as well can be important in actually improving overall skin healing, but also stem cells. And those stem cells, if viable, can then help to begin to rejuvenate maybe the entire body, but at least surface level skin. So now with all of these modalities we have that help reduce biological age internally, we're going to be able to use some things externally to not only reverse biological age, let's say by 10, 20 years internally, but now 10, 20 years cosmetically as well. So I find this very fascinating. The future is going to grow and get very strange very quickly over the next 10 years to 15 years. I, for one, am sitting there with my healthy popcorn, ready to participate, ready to look on, ready to bring you all of the latest and greatest information, and always try to use this in the most ethical and hopefully advantageous way possible. I'm going to link up those studies, the product reviews, and so much more at stephencabral.com/2849. You can check it out, and don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow with our Cabral House Calls, answering all of our community's questions. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing start to the holidays. Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now, at equi.life, you can order an at-home lab test or a lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquiLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equi.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equi.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.